Good evening. 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 Well, how do you feel once again about me being right again? As I told you, this was a very simple one. This one was easy. If you failed this one, you're really retarded. If you thought Trump was involved with Epstein, you are retarded. There isn't, this wasn't hard, bro. This ain't even about trusting Trump and anything. This ain't about none of that, quite frankly. This is about just common sense. 10-year witch hunt, Russia, all kinds of different lies. Killing Russian soldiers, killing the troops. We could talk both sides, all these different lies. Throwing the fish food in the pond in Japan. You could attacking a baby at a goddamn press conference. We could go on all day. Now, you making up all these crazy ass lies when you got proof that Trump raped children. You trying to stop Trump from becoming president. And in your back pocket, you hold evidence that Donald Trump raped children. It's in your back pocket. But instead of reaching back there and grabbing it, for whatever reason, you just start creating fake shit out of thin air. You grab a piece of paper and start drawing on it. Russia, 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 you draw on it with a crayon. And you show it to people and they're like, what the fuck is that? But the whole time, apparently, in the back pocket, you had this evidence of some serious crimes. Now, that's all you need to know right there. Now, why did Trump not release this list? Well, he told you. Donald Trump told you exactly what the issue was. You just didn't want to believe him. That's your problem. You wanted to believe your own thoughts. This man told you exactly what the issue was. He said, there's going to be a lot of people named in this that didn't do anything wrong, and I don't want to release stuff that's going to hurt people that are innocent. Now, fast forward months later, the files are being released. Innocent people are being caught up in it. There is a mass hysteria going on about people eating babies and the fucking jerky and all of this is nonsense. It's all bullshit. There is no evidence of any of this. When are you going to accept that we got carried away with this stuff? We got carried away. I know it's hard to admit you got carried. I know, I get it. It's hard to say, I got carried away and I overhyped this fucking shit, man. I had all these thoughts in my head about this, and ultimately, now maybe it is true, right? But we don't have evidence. What I'm saying is it could be true, but we don't have any proof to back it up, So we can speculate, but we don't have any proof. So I see people saying, well, how come nobody's going to prison for this? Because they don't have evidence to put them in prison. Why is this so hard for you to understand? Why is it so hard to understand that they don't have proof that's going to hold up in a courtroom somewhere? You can't go in a courtroom with jerky emails. Y'all got to stop, bro. You cannot go in a courtroom and go, in this email they're talking about beef jerky, but I think it's a code word for children. And the judge is going to look at you like you're out of your fucking mind. It is what it is, okay? that we ever thought that there was a file, that there was like a list. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you really think about it logically, no, there was never a list of powerful people. Why would there be a list? Why would they allow this list to exist? You know what I mean? The most powerful men in the world keep a list laying around the Department of Justice offices, the FBI offices. Come on. Come on, man. It's just like Bongino said. We got in there, and what we thought was there wasn't there. And what are we supposed to do? Lie? It's not there. They can't show you stuff that doesn't exist. They don't have it. These people, all these podcaster guys, were doing these podcasts and hyping this up just like you and me. But then they got in there, you understand? Then they got in the position to where they could look at the shit. And when they looked at it, they realized, oh. Now, let's talk about Bongino, because everyone gives Bongino a lot of shit. But what does Bongino gain doing it? Bongino could have resigned from his position and went back to his show and blew the whistle and been an American hero. People would have said, wow, this dude. It would not have destroyed his life, would not have destroyed his career. He would have been, huge. But there was nothing to show you, bro. Like, so now he has egg on his face because he hyped this stuff up for years, and then he got in the position and he couldn't deliver on it. And now everyone's saying he's covering it up. No, he's not covering it up. It's not there. It's not fucking there. There is no evidence of blackmail operation. There's none of it. And no matter how many times I tell these people this, now maybe it exists somewhere, but as far as the files that have been released so far, there is no evidence of this. It does not exist. Get over it. Quit crying about it. I mean, goddamn, y'all get so mad that people don't confirm your biases. Get over that. And you know the darndest thing about it? People seem to want children to be raped, People seem mad that there's not any, they don't have anything, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, wouldn't it be nice if this was all overhyped and there wasn't a bunch of raped children? Wouldn't that be a good thing? You got to prove this stuff, man. You can't just, I told y'all months ago the government probably doesn't have anything. Because why didn't they release it? At least on Trump. Why wouldn't Biden release this Trump stuff? Why wouldn't Obama and Hillary release it? Obama was spying on Trump. Why wouldn't he use the Epstein stuff? And now we find out Epstein called the FBI and reported Epstein years back. That's in the files. The FBI reports are in the files. You all owe Trump an apology. As usual, you were wrong. Trump was right. And now the Epstein stuff is it's such a mess with so much lying going on the internet. There's a lot of stuff being posted that's not in the files, but people are pretending it is. There's just so much bullshit that now when I see stuff about Epstein, I just roll my eyes. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to really sit down and look into it to make sure it's even real before I believed it. It's a fucking mess. This whole thing's a mess. And then the so-called victims who go on the Super Bowl and pretend they are being silenced, their mouths are shut, or what? Like, you're doing a Super Bowl ad. You could report the names. Thomas Massey saying he knows names, but he won't name them. Everyone talking about they can be sued. Elon Musk said he'll cover all legal fees for the people who get sued. So there's no excuses anymore. These people, Thomas Massey and these people, have run out of excuses. It's time to deliver names or shut the fuck up. Why are you saying the government needs to release names? You're victims. You're the victims. Why don't you release the names? Oh, we'll be sued. The richest man in the world said he'll cover all legal fees. Thomas Massey can read the names on the House floor with complete immunity. These people have ran their mouth for the last couple of months, and now it's time to pay up or shut the fuck up. And a lot of these so-called victims are not victims. These were women. They worked with Epstein. In a lot of ways, they were like Maxwell, where they were bringing girls over for Epstein. They were recruiting women. This Epstein stuff, I really used to believe it, but man, you all have done great damage over the last year, bro. You have really ruined this shit. You have really debunked it for me. Like, just watching the nonsense, watching the lying about it. I mean, people are just, people are over it. It's y'all hyped up something and you did not deliver. And everything Trump said turned out to be true. Trump said, I don't want to release it because there's a lot of shit in there that's bullshit. And it's lies about people. And there is a lot of shit that's been released that's obvious bullshit. Like George Bush cut a guy in half and all this goofy shit. Come on, man. So congratulations, you have dumbed the Epstein thing down. You have made that into a big nothing. A couple of months from now, nobody will give a shit. The whole thing's a bunch of nonsense. Because once again, you tried to make it about Trump. I told you, it's not got nothing to do with Trump. Stop trying to make every topic about Trump. This is stupid. We knew that Trump reported him to the police. We knew all this years ago, but now we have FBI documents. Now we really know. So it's time to hush. Pretending Trump is covering for Epstein or something. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Literally just explained that Trump is not in the files, and the files actually exonerate Trump of all wrongdoing, and you're going to sit here and you're going to lie. It just fascinates me that you would try that when I literally just explained to you that you're wrong. There is no evidence in those files that Trump did anything wrong. I challenge you to prove it. I challenge you to show me one document. You have nothing. The stuff came out last night where Trump was calling the FBI and reporting this stuff. So I just don't know why people would sit in the chat and pretend Trump's all in the files. That's so ridiculous. You guys just lie. And I don't understand why you think lying is going to work. We're all just supposed to kneel before your lies? How stupid. You're a liar. It's fascinating. People sit in the chat and, you explain how they're wrong, and then they just ignore all that and just go, off in their own little fantasy world. They couldn't prove a thing they're saying, but that doesn't matter. That don't matter. Just lie and slander people. You guys are slandering people without evidence. All these people, not just Trump. I mean, all these people that you have no evidence of anything, and you guys just sit on Twitter and just say, "Oh, these guys rape children." It's like, what proof do you have of they rape children? Hey, remember Tom Hanks was supposed to be in the files? I ain't heard nothing about Tom Hanks. What happened to that? They're like, well, Tom Hanks left the country. Can you blame him? You nerds are sitting on social media saying he rapes children. I'd leave too. These people are crazy. Get out of here. I'm going to ban you if you can't grow up. If you cannot listen to the words coming out of my mouth and react to the things I'm saying like a grown-ass man, I'm just going to ban you because you're retarded. You're free to prove me wrong. You're free to post the evidence against Trump. But you don't have any, and we all know that, so shut the fuck up. You're wrong. You're either a liar or you're just uninformed. It was all in the news yesterday that Donald Trump called the FBI and reported Epstein. It was all over the news. It was all over mainstream news. It wasn't on the Daily Wire only. It was everywhere. So what are you talking? How do you not see these things? Guys, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to post a tweet that ends up being wrong. It happens all the time. I mean, what are you going to sit around and be a researcher all day? But I mean, once somebody, proves you wrong, just own it. Just say, oh, well, I didn't know all that. And just move. That's all you got to say. Say, oh, well, I didn't know that stuff. I didn't see that. And then you just move on. No, y'all want to double down, triple down on being wrong all the time. You have no evidence against Trump, which is why you have to say stupid shit like riding Trump like a cowgirl, because you don't have a counter argument. Those tactics don't work on me. I'm very wise to the game, dude. I'm wise to the tactics. What you just did is like, you might as well just fuel my ego doing shit like that, because y'all don't got nothing. I know you have nothing. You're going to insult, run your mouth, but you have nothing. You couldn't prove me wrong. The mainstream news is about the FBI documents that were released as part of the Epstein file. Like, just Jesus Christ. Are you retarded? I don't have time for you retards. I mean, you're not listening. You're an idiot. Just pretend I censored you because you're a genius or something. Just, whatever makes you feel better. I don't care. And see, that's the thing. People say, oh, Smokey can't handle being proven wrong. I'm waiting on you to prove me wrong. Go ahead. And I'm asking you to, and you won't. And at some point, we've got to move on because you're just like wasting our time. Prove me wrong or hush. Jesus Christ. Donald Trump was exonerated yesterday with the file release. Are you retarded? Do you watch the news? Do you keep up with current events? Are you an idiot? For the love of God. Goodbye. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Donald Trump called the FBI and reported Epstein. What are you talking about? That he's in on it. He called the FBI and said, this guy's weird. This guy's up to stuff. The fucking... This is insane. They really think that shit's gonna work? I'm the master at doing that shit you're doing. It's not gonna work on me, retard. The only reason I'd be doing what you were doing is because I didn't have a good argument, so I would just start attacking. I would just start, saying goofy shit. Trump's all over the files. Where? Show me anything, bro. Show me anything. You'll be pleading with these motherfuckers to show you anything. It's same with the Israel people. The Israel people, all this stuff, bro, is like I'm telling you, it's just me begging them to prove me wrong, and they can't. Every stream is like, please just prove me wrong, and it's like, well, you're a Jew, and you're this, and you're that, and you're glazing Trump, and you're the and I'm just like, can you just prove me wrong? I'll be begging these people like, well, what? Smokey, Jews run the world. And I'll be like, okay, prove it. I'm all ears. I will listen to you as you take the time to explain this. No, Smokey, watch this hour-long. I don't want to watch this video. I want you to be able to articulate what you believe to me. And if you can't, maybe you shouldn't believe it. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? If I sat down with some religious dude and asked him to explain his religion to me, he could. I mean, why can't you all explain the things you believe? I haven't even seen anything about Obama in those files. What's he doing in there? And then the Democrats make that shameful post, taking that FBI report and trying to twist it to make Trump look. I mean, these people have no shame. This was common sense. Like I said, if you failed this one, you really are stupid. If Trump's in the Epstein stuff and you have all that, you release it, you end his political career. That's the end of that. You don't come up with Russia, and all this fake bullshit. I told y'all this months ago. This is obviously stupid, and y'all just was like, "No, you're glazing him." No, I'm trying to explain to you the reality, idiot. Nobody's glazing these people. Nobody's fanboying these people. I'm telling you the truth, retard. Some fucking retard motherfucker was in the comments and he's like, "Oh, this was a pretty good stream because he called out both sides." I do that all the time. You're just mad that I don't call out right-wing people for doing shit. There's nothing wrong with it. You're just mad that I don't call out stuff you want me to call out. And when I won't call it out, I'm fanboying, I'm this, I'm that. No, I just don't believe the shit you believe. Me and you just don't agree on that. Get over it. Oh, it's so stupid. Just like I talked about the other day, the halftime shit was so dumb. That was so dumb. The whole thing was dumb. Bad Bunny and the whole thing in Spanish, dumb. Having an alternative halftime show, dumb. This is all dumb. People sitting at bars, pulling their phones out, watching the Turning Point. People at the Super Bowl in the stands, pulling their phones out, watching Turning Point with headphones in. Man, come on, man. This is so gay and cringe and dumb. I don't blame Kid Rock for getting paid to perform at an event. But just the whole putting the event on. I don't think Charlie Kirk would have even done that, honestly, because it's just kind of gay. The gayest part of though is the videos of people like pulling their phones out or going up to the bar, like you're at a bar and you ask the bartender, "Hey, can you put on the Turning Point?" Like, what? Like, what are we doing? Who does that? Who goes up to the bartender and says, "Hey, can you turn on the Turning Point halftime show?" What the fuck? Like, you're here to watch the Super Bowl, man. This is just part of the Super Bowl. We're not going to turn the channel. Come on, man. This stuff's just retarded. Like, everything is so gay and dumb. It's just so gay and dumb. Like, all the whole... God, it's endless gay, dumb shit. Like, Candace Owens pretending Charlie Kirk was murdered by his wife, and because she was in love with Charlie Kirk, and she's so resentful towards the wife. It's just... Women are weird. They're fucked in the head. And every day I gotta see these stupid tweets of people going, "Oh my God, I can't believe... Did you see her? She smiled." I'm just like, dude, what are you talking like, bro? She smiled a few days after her husband was killed. Somebody made a joke and she laughed. She laughed at the joke. She cracked a smile at the thing. I'm just like, I'm just gonna assume it's like little kids. I'm just gonna assume it's a bunch of people who've never had anybody they know die. Like maybe grandmama died, but that's not the same, you know. I'm talking like your husband or your wife died or something, something really. I mean, do you think you cry 24/7? How do we know he wrote? Okay, what's the evidence he wrote his wife out of the will? Give it to me. Don't deflect and that just give me, just please, for the love of God, just give me the source of this information. Please. All I ask. Just like you wanted to know, and I looked into that, and I think you might be right on that thing. I couldn't find a source on it. I dug in, I could not find like a legitimate source. And you are right, I don't consider Jews a credible source when talking about Gaza. I don't. But I also don't consider Muslims a credible source talking about Jews like you do. See, you're halfway there. You just can't see the other side of that coin. You're like, well, the Jews are lying to me about the Muslims. And I'm like, yeah, they probably are. There's probably a lot of propaganda. They hate each other. But you're missing the part where the Muslims do propaganda against the Jews too. It goes both. That goes both ways. Y'all have this weird thing where you're like, no, the Muslims are good. I went through that phase too for a little bit where I was like, maybe the Muslims are all right. Maybe we should all be Muslim. And then I was like, no, wait. That's insane. No. Everyone on Twitter was saying it. See, that's not a credible source. Don't you understand that? Everyone on Twitter said Trump rapes kids, but there ain't no fucking proof of that. What is the source that Erica Kirk was written out of Charlie Kirk's will? Where's the source of this information? Where does that come from? Every time you see something on Twitter, now listen, over time, over the years, you might follow somebody. They might build up credibility with you. So they might post something. You might just not question it whatsoever because they have credibility. This is why I say credibility matters, because when you build up credibility and you say something, people don't question it. They're like, oh, this guy's always telling the truth. This guy, he's never been wrong, or he's rarely wrong. So you're going to be wrong every once in a while. But if it's some just random Twitter account, you don't even know who this person is really, and they're just saying stuff and then everyone else is agreeing with it, that doesn't mean it's true. Where's the source of this information? There is no evidence that she was written out of the will. I guarantee that's made up. I would listen, I would pay any amount of money. I would do anything I could if I could see Charlie Kirk rise from the fucking dead tomorrow and start slapping you motherfuckers around. I'll tell you right now. You all really think, just listen to what I'm going to say. Y'all really believe that this man would side with y'all in the way y'all treating his wife right now? You really think if Charlie Kirk rose from the dead tomorrow, he would not be on the warpath against Candace Owens and all these fucking dorks? You don't think he'd see all this and go, what the fuck? You've seen that video of Charlie Kirk punking Hassan to his face? It's so funny. Where Hassan sits on live streams and talks shit about him all the time. And there's a video of Charlie Kirk just walking up to him, just randomly at some event they're both at. And he's like, hey man, you owe me some money, all them videos you make about me. And Hassan's just like, yeah. That awkward energy, and then Charlie Kirk taps him on the shoulders like, hi, man. I'm telling you, these guys are, I'm telling you, bro. Like, the psyop is so real, bro. The psyop that goes on all the time. Charlie Kirk really revealed it to me, because it's like, the whole time Charlie Kirk was alive, I thought of this guy as like a nerd. Like, this is a dweeb guy. This is how he was portrayed. Like, this is the propaganda that was pushed out. Now I understand why, because he was an effective force. Like, this guy was very effective. This guy got a lot done. This guy swayed a lot of people to vote Republican. And he was a threat to them. That's why they killed him. And this is why they had to put out this, because Charlie Kirk was going after young males and trying to get them more conservative. So the left had to convince you that this guy's a loser dork. But he had a hot wife. He had a fucking family. He was rich. You know, he was an athlete. All these things. And when you see him in these videos where he walks up on, like, Hassan, you realize, like, Hassan wants to try to convince you that he's the cool kid and Charlie Kirk's the dork. But Charlie Kirk, like, Hassan wants to convince you that if we was in high school, he'd be cool and popular, and Charlie Kirk would be getting stuffed in a locker. But actually, in high school, Charlie Kirk was an athlete, and clearly he was getting women, because, I mean, look at how Candace Owens is acting, bro. That Candace Owens shit is clearly love. She was into Charlie Kirk. She wanted him. He ended up with Erica Kirk. That's what that is to me. She can't stand that bitch. And she hates her, and she wants to destroy her, because she took her man. But that little interaction where he walks up to Hassan, like, that is it right there. That's it right there, where you see it, where it's like, oh, this guy's a shy, quiet dork. And Charlie Kirk is a guy that can walk in a room and he's talking to everybody, and he's the life of the party, and everyone's talking to him, and he's not. Hassan's in the corner sitting on his phone. And Charlie Kirk's up talking to everybody, making people laugh, and then that's really what they hate. They were the losers in high school. These people never got past high school. They never just, whatever. You were a loser. Who cares? It's not high school anymore. You're a grown-ass man. Get over it. They were the theater kids. They were the dorks. They were not the athletes. They were not the quarterback or. They want to convince you, well, if you're like Charlie Kirk, if you believe those things, you won't get no women, and that's why they promote Nick Fuentes. That's why they push Nick Fuentes on you. And you may say, they don't push him, they ban him. Come on, man, you got to be a little bit smarter than that. You got to see through that. You got to understand, banning a guy like that only promotes him. A guy like that gets banned, that's like a badge of honor. Like, he can advertise that. Like Alex Jones calls his shit the most banned show in the world. Like, they promote with that shit. They want to sell the average conservative as a guy like Nick Fuentes, a 27-year-old virgin who sits in his house and praises Hitler, and then, I mean, look at the video where they all go out to the nightclub. And here's the thing about Andrew Tate, bro. Like, Andrew Tate. There's not a doubt in my mind that Andrew Tate doesn't realize that was a bad idea going to that nightclub with them. There's not a doubt in my mind, because it really fucked up his image. Andrew Tate, I guarantee if he could go back, because I seen him on Piers Morgan, like, really trying to diss himself from that shit. Like, he was like, oh, I didn't even want, he was like, I didn't even want to be there. He's like, look at the video. I didn't even want to be there. And I even said it in the video. I didn't want to be there. I just wanted to go home. Because they all look like a bunch of losers, bro. That video, them on the bus with the Hitler song and everything, it's a bunch of loser shit. Sneeko is like, my God. I remember him fanboying Andrew Tate. I just can't imagine sitting on my live stream trying, oh my God, like trying to get like, oh, I can go to Andrew Tate's house and hang out. Like, I just couldn't imagine sitting on here and going, man, I can't wait to get invited to Andrew Tate's house. Like, what the fuck? What is going on? Hell no, that ain't gonna be me. Dude, Sneeko is such a goof, dude. These people praising Hitler are such try-hard fucking nerds. This shit is so fucking gay. And they're like, oh, what are you, offended by it? Some people might be. I mean, I'm not. I just think it's cringe. You know, I am offended by the cringe of it all. The cringiness offends me. It's not the hate itself, because I know that's fake. Well, no, they actually do hate Jews. They do hate Jews. I mean, they obsessively talk about them all the time. But I promise you, if Hitler rose from the dead and walked in that bus, he'd execute everybody on that bus. You know that. Now, you know that. Nah, it wasn't good for Andrew Tate, because that fucks with the Andrew Tate's whole image. I mean, why is he hanging out with that's when I saw that, I was like, why is he hanging out with these dorks? These are a bunch of dorks, and like, oh, now I guess you're a dork too. Not a good look. Trust me, not a good look. First of all, the fresh and fit guy who has no girlfriend, who I've seen many clips of him talking about how he just sits at home and streams all day, and he doesn't have any social life whatsoever. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't really fuck with women. And they all hate women. Like, the hatred they have for women. Because some woman broke their heart. And oh my God. Some woman broke my heart, so now I hate all women, and I'm a miserable fuck. Sorry, but there's nothing masculine about treating women like shit. It's actually the opposite of masculinity. Doesn't mean you take shit from women. It's just these guys. I mean, some of these clips you see of these guys, it's just like, what is wrong with these guys? Like, they think that's cool. They think they're cool or something. No, you look like a fucking douchebag. Like that one clip, they're all sitting around, that guy's girlfriend's sitting there. And the one dude is like, he's talking to the girl. He's like, you're like a 7. It's like, bro, you're going to let this dude sit here and trash your girlfriend, right? I mean, it's just insane. It's just, what's masculine about that? What's masculine about you letting this man sit in front of you and talk shit about your woman right there while you're sitting there? Can anyone explain to me what's masculine about that? Do you think? Let's think of a real masculine man like Brock Lesnar. You would never see Brock Lesnar and think, that's a soy boy. You would never think that. Now, do you think you could ever get away with sitting in front of Brock Lesnar and his wife and calling her a 7 and insulting her? What do you think would happen to you if you did that? What do you think would happen when you encounter an actual masculine man and you pull that stunt? You're going to get your ass kicked. What's going to happen? Sitting around rating the whole thing's cringe and gay, and you know it is. These motherfuckers ain't Nazis. Hitler would be pissed, bro. Hitler came back right now. I'm telling you, I would pay so much money if we could like bring people back, like just for like a day. Just so, just so we could see the reaction. Charlie Kirk, Hitler. You bring Hitler back, you're like, so here's your, he's like, what happened with the Nazis? Well, it's your movement has lived on. He'd be like, oh my God. And here's the leaders of your movement. And it'd be like some little Mexican fucking black dude. Like, what? I calls it a gay guy. Like, some Muslim guy. Hitler just grabs a pistol and just starts shooting them. Panic ensues in the room. Like, oh! He's ranting in German, in a rage. They really think Hitler would be a fan of them? How can you idolize a guy that would hate you? It's a weird thing, That's strange to me. Totally makes total sense, though. It makes total sense. I see it clearly now. I see the psyop clearly now against young men. And I see why they shot Charlie Kirk. I get it. If young men acted like Charlie Kirk and lived a life like Charlie Kirk, they'd be in happy marriages with women they wanted to be with, doing things they wanted to do. So they tell you that guy's a loser, some nerd loser, and make fun of him. And then they tell you these dorks over here are like, oh, these are the cool kids, but they're not. They're a bunch of dorks. It's a psyop. It's your choice to fall for it. You decide. You decide who you want to follow. What path you want to go down. I'll be some douchebag. I'll take steroids. I'll get silicone injected into my face. Like all the shit this guy was talking about. Like, what in the world? There ain't nothing masculine about putting makeup on. You fucking nerd. Yeah, Hitler might make him a soldier and send him to the front lines to die. He'd send you retards right to the front lines. You'd fall for it too. He'd be like, you're going to be my first in lines My top soldiers got to be right there in front. And you just get blown away. You're basically human shields. Where's King Money known at? I'm trying to play Fortnite before I go to bed. Will it happen? Or is it wishful thinking? You go to bed, I'm off tonight. Been sleeping all day. I'm sick though. Got a cold. Who's logging in? I am sick. At least the dumbass snow's melting finally. My God. Sick of that shit. Yeah, I've been going to it. Get a message to King Money Known to log in. Put out a bat signal for King Money Known. Put that bat signal out. Don't keep me waiting. Marshall, we don't want to hear that. God knows we don't want to hear all that. You're scaring Duckhead. You scared him. You scared Duckhead. You scared him. Calm down, you're scaring Duckhead. Calm down, you're scaring Duckhead. Stop! Stop! Oh, God, he's eating me, Duckhead! Oh! Duckhead, help! Oh, Duckhead, help! Oh, Duckhead! Oh! All right, get down. Get down! Fuck out of my way. Before I put you on the news. Dog attacks man and pays the price. Dog attacks man and finds out who runs the earth. And it ain't the dog. You don't even know how to build a nuclear weapon. Get the fuck out of my way. can't vote ourselves out of this. So I'm gonna help elect Democrats, Smokey. Oh, Smokey. We can't vote ourselves out of this, so I'm not gonna vote at all. I'm gonna just let Democrats win. And fuck everything up. Oh, man. You got it all figured out, guy. Let them win. Why not? Let them take it all back. Why not? Hell yeah. Let's see if they can triple those food prices this time. Maybe they can break the all-time gas record like Biden did. Maybe they can go even higher. Come on. I mean, what's with all the black pill and gay shit all the time? Come here. Come on. Go pee. Take a piss. Take a piss, sir. Piss immediately. On January 6th, you got psyoped into going in there and being retarded. Huge mistake. Dumb. Be smarter in the future. I'm gonna play Fortnite. And if you don't like that, who cares? Come on. You don't like that? Who gives a shit? You don't make the rules. You don't get to decide anything. And what are you trying to vote yourself out of? I mean, I don't even understand. Not having to go to work or something? I mean, you're going to have to go to work either way, so. Yeah. That's just how society functions, you know. We got to go to work. I slept through January 6th. I woke up, shit was over. Boy, I was shaking in my boots. Help me, help me. Tell King Money Down, get logged in.